America's double downgrading us. We got price targets, we got crazy collectability drama going on, but guess what? Magic's pumping in 2023, and there's a super obvious reason why. I'm going to tell you what it is today. I'm going to leak a little secret about why it's happening now. It hasn't happened before. Magic the Gathering has been in kind of a weird spot for the last 2 or 3 years now. It seems our community is more interested in what the sealed product on their shelf is worth and how much they can get for their collection than they are with sitting down with their old friends in their community and slinging spells at each other's faces. But since the release of the Brothers War, not only are all releases, secondary markets, and prices going, seemingly smoothly, but Magic feels like it's turning a corner. And mind you, all of this is under the giant cloud that is the Bank of America constant dunking devaluation, stock price target lower, and all of that crap. So today, it's important that we talk about what's going on, what's making us as a community really feel like Magic is coming around and everything is going super well. We're gonna talk about why now. Why is it happening right now versus in all of recent memory and, times that we definitely were struggling, and we're actually going to divulge a secret. We mentioned sealed product kind of collectors, investors. We're going to divulge a secret to them about why this might be the most important thing to the way they engage with the hobby. So let's start with the what. What's going on? And frankly, it's something regular enthusiasts like you and me are not only familiar with, but it's so obvious we don't even think about it. It's the fact that people are returning to the table and playing Magic the Gathering. When the global shutdown happened in 2020, 2021, whenever it happened in your region, we still sought ways to interact with our favorite hobby, and often that was buying boxes from some online retailer, having them shipped to our door, opening the product, and watching content creators, kind of like me, on the internet make content about Magic the Gathering. But when you can't make gameplay content, there really is no meta because there's no pay per play. And if you're a pay per player, you don't really want to watch Arena or MTGO. It comes to terms you'd start watching box openings and EV videos and spec videos and collection videos. But now, as we have opened up and we're returning to organized play, the love for slinging our spells is back, and it might be back in record numbers. According to my contacts in the industry, which at this point I'm happy to say that there's a lot more of them than I realized, pre-releases for Phyrexia All Will Be One are not only selling out, but players are turning out in record numbers for given stores. Heck, even channel sponsor MinMaxGames, that has an insanely strong community, saw a huge turnout and community hype around this latest release. The same has happened for Brothers War, and Dominaria Remastered was an absolute blast. So those players coming around and really getting back to the tables and playing these games is completing this circular ecosystem that we have in what might be one of the most complex hobbies on the planet. What's happening here is us players are returning to the table, so we're stimulating that market. First and foremost, there's sales, right? And it's different. You have a different feel when you buy a box at a game store, you crack it amongst your community, and maybe you make some, questionable trade-ins to the LGS to try to get a collector pack and high roll an Elish Norn or whatever it is. There's a feeling and there's a hype that comes with buying that product and opening it, not on your couch. So that builds this energy that our community feels. When there's energy within the community, there's all of a sudden, it seems like more content creators, there's more blog posts, there's more conversations in the Facebook and Twitter sphere, or however you engage with Magic the Gathering online. There seems to be a hype. As that hype builds and that initial market is stimulated, the cards that are open from those boxes become coveted and people want them. As those people want those cards, the boxes, hold their value. They probably won't go up in value. Magic doesn't go to the moon. It's not like an indie TCGs, but they'll hold their value, and we'll get back to sealed product collectors, and everyone seems to be happy. And it's all driven by that release and our players getting out there and playing the game. But that's not all it takes. There's a reason this hasn't happened in the past. So while this is kind of really starting that ecosystem and jump starting all of this hype, there could be something that kills it. And this is where, gosh, I've been doing this a lot recently, and I'm glad that most of the audience here enjoys the positivity, but I will point out that like 90% of you that watch these videos are not subscribed. So please, if you want to help the channel, click subscribe. But you guys know that I take a more positive angle, and I actually think Wizards of the Coast deserve some credit here. We had an opportunity to return to organized play in, late 2021, early 2022, and it did not go well. Communities didn't really build and the hype wasn't there, and that's because the sets that we were returning to play around were frankly not that good. There was a lot of return to play that surrounded AFR, Crimson Vow, Midnight Hut, sets of that nature, and those sets overwhelmingly seemed like they weren't great. Heck, I've been known to say Streets of Capenna, in my opinion, is the most underrated set ever, and even returning to organized play was something like that was not met extremely positively by the rest of the community. So with Wizards of the Coast using this opportunity to create some really good sets with great cards that support a ton of different ways to play Magic the Gathering, we are confident in going out to these events knowing we're going to enjoy ourselves. So as time passes, as Wizards of the Coast, keeps releasing quality products, we have the ability to kind of fulfill that ecosystem, and that ecosystem goes a bit farther. Most sealed product investors or even collectors will make the statement, it doesn't matter how, people engage with the game, how people play the game. Heck, print everything for Commander, maybe there'll be kitchen table Commander players, and that's it, and that's fine. But what they don't know, and the big secret is, they need us to get out to these events of all kinds. We need to continue enjoying Magic in many different ways to really kickstart that hype, to build that nostalgia, and to hold, that price memory and those values in our head to where 7 years down the road, they can get their 8, 9, 10% when we go to revisit Phyrexia or Brothers War, or for me, what will be Streets of Capenna, just out of that nostalgia, out of something we enjoyed and we really loved. So that's the big pivot, right? The fact that these sets are good, the world is opening up, and us as Magic players are kind of being released from the grasp of we can care about more than EV. Heck, you and I can like a product that maybe doesn't perform as well on the secondary market. In fact, I'll leave you with a really fantastic quote that at the Dominaria Remastered preview event at MinMaxGames, someone gave me a fantastic quote. They told me, Commander Legend Baldur's Gate 2 is the most fantastic limited play experience I've ever had in my entire life, and they proceeded to buy 2 draft boxes to draft with their friends. That, as someone who had been stuck in that ecosystem, in that sphere for a long time, blew my mind, because I've been perpetuated with the knowledge that that's the worst set ever of all time. So the fact that someone can enjoy that just made me realize we are out there, we're enjoying the game. But I want to hear from you. Do you feel like you being out there at these events is helping kickstart this ecosystem? Do you feel like you're part of this full circle that's really making Magic the Gathering feel so incredible at the start of the year? And with the sets coming, I really don't think we have any chance of slowing down. We got Throne, we got March of the Machine, and Modern Horizons 3 to back up Modern Horizons 2, which Wizards claim was the best-selling Magic set of all time or something like that. Oh, I think 2023 is going to be a wild ride. I want to hear from you guys in the comment section. Thank you so much. And the most important thing you can do, if you like the channel, you like the vibe, share this video with a friend or group of friends. I think conversations like this are so fun and so important to our changing community, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. Until next time, you all know me. My name is Josh, and I'll see you around. I'm going to go play some Magic actually right now. Well, MTGO. I'm not going to go to work, but you know what I mean.